Sup, Reitanna? It's Reitanna Seishin here. Happy Pizza and Presents Day! Now, for some households, that may be something called... What was it? Shit. Christmas! Yes, yeah, that's what it's called, apparently. I think it's something that people have celebrated for many years, probably centuries even, and it seems that it alone doesn't know what it is. Which is why, in my household, we celebrate Pizza and Presents Day. Basically, we order pizza, and we get a claim jumper chocolate pie from Walmart, and we open the presents that Mike and I got for each other. And we eat pizza and pie. And then he goes to work. Now, he didn't know what he wanted this year, but he spent $50 on me, so I gave him my Visa, and I said, spend $50 on yourself. And he's like, I really don't know what I want. So he basically got himself a $50 Amazon gift card because he still doesn't know what he wants. But that's what it's about, you know, we can't spend time together. I don't have family to spend time with. And it's like, what is it about? What is it seriously about? Well, Christmas nowadays seems to be a religious holiday. And even so, even though people consider it religious, it still has a different meaning than it did when the Christians took it over. Pizza and Presents Day, you know exactly what Pizza and Presents Day is. You get pizza, you're getting pie, which isn't in the title because we already have Lasagna and Pie Day for that thing called Thanksgiving. And we open presents. You know, just enjoying the one day a year where we can have the luxury of fattening foods. And we're gonna have to walk it off every single night for the rest of the year. Or not for the rest of this year, for the rest of next year. But I wrote a blog on my WordPress last year that I wish to read and expand upon. So I will read my original blog and I'm going to expand upon it. Here we go. Christmas is a scam! Big surprise. A majority of America celebrates Christmas every year, and even a few other countries celebrate it. But what has it become? I'm sure maybe a few hundred years ago it used to be about family, and presents were given as a way to show your loved ones that you appreciate them. It was also about celebrating the birth of a baby from a supposed virgin, whom we all know was lying about it. She just didn't want anyone to know she was a slut, so she claimed her baby was the son of God. That wouldn't fly in this day and age. Now, let's talk about what Christmas was before the Christians got a hold of it. Apparently, Christmas, like many holidays, was a pagan holiday. And do you know what people did? They made an excuse to drink, do drugs, and party all night long. That's all they did. It wasn't a holy holiday. It was just a day to party. I don't remember what it was called back then. But with the rise of Christianity, they looked at that and said, no, we need something that has to do with Jesus. So they claimed that Jesus was born on December 25th in whatever year he was supposedly born in. But we all know that the Christian Jesus is not the representation of the real person who inspired this Jesus Christ character. The real person was named, and I hope that I'm pronouncing this right, Yeshua, and I don't know what his last name is because I don't feel like looking it up. And according to documentation and recent studies, the so-called Jesus Christ, aka Yeshua, was born most likely in the spring, probably around March. He was not born in the winter. He was definitely not born on December 25th. And he wasn't this tall, handsome, long-haired white guy, because I don't think there were many white people living where he lived. You know, he was short, he had dark skin, he had kinky short hair. You know, there's been artist renditions of the real quote-unquote Jesus Christ. And I want to know why Christians decided to take this. Well, I know why they made him white, because of racism, because white supremacy, because whites are so much better. I don't understand. I don't understand why. I mean, don't you think that would be just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity to just step on racism, you know, be all like, Jesus was black, you know? But it's like, it's thinking about that and thinking, you know, all this other stuff's gotta be a lie, too. For one, Jesus is referred to as God in the Bible, but he is also the Son of God. So which is he? Is he God or is he the Son of God? Did he give birth, or did he impregnate his own mother by himself? I was almost gonna say, did he give birth to himself? I'm like, he was a guy. And this whole Virgin Mary thing, it is absolutely impossible for a woman to get pregnant from not having, you know, fertile semen injected into her vagina. Back then, there was no, you know, artificial insemination, so she had sex, okay? That's how babies are made. But back then, it was the premarital intercourse thing was really, really bad. Like, if you had sex and you got pregnant before you were married, oh my god, you were such a whore! But seriously, it's these lies that, you know, and all religions come with lies. All of them. It's not just Christianity, but we are focusing on Christmas here. The fact that there was no man named Jesus Christ that inspired this character that they have come up with, and Christ itself isn't even a name. Christ is literally a synonym for martyr, or, for, what's the word? It also starts with an M. Messiah. So, yeah. And then Christmas is named Christmas because of Christ? Christmas? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But then again, religion in itself, there are only just a couple of religions that seem to have honest, pure views behind them and good-naturedness, you know. They don't rely on something they can't even see, they can't even prove that's there. They rely on nature and themselves. So, but, I don't know. I don't support having a religion, but the fact that I was raised Christian makes me really, really, really hate it. Because it's all bullshit, and we all know it's bullshit. Basically, Christianity, you know, why were, you know, back in the early 2000s, why were people trying to get the Harry Potter books removed from our public libraries, from our school libraries? Because of witchcraft, right? Have you ever read the Bible? Because every single thing that happens in that book is supernatural. It's witchcraft. But no. As long as you call it a miracle, it's okay. No. No. The fact that over 40 people, 40 men, probably, because women did not have any rights back then, way back then, 40 men came together to write this book that has changed constantly over the years. How do you know it wasn't all a joke? Or how do you know it wasn't meant to be science fiction? Because we know that the stories in there did not happen. They are fairy tales that are meant to spread a message. The Bible in itself is not bad. The fact that people believe that what the Bible says is true is bad. Because these stories are meant to, you know, to give you a reason to love and to want peace and to be kind. They're supposed to teach you everyday lessons. But do you know what religion, especially Christianity, has done? Taken over the world, caused wars, is the cause of many people's deaths due to just generic hate. Now, I know there are a lot of Christians out there who are good, who do know that the Bible is just stories, who do know all this stuff. But you gotta not think about you, because you're no problem. As long as you know the truth behind your religion, the truth behind Jesus Christ and all that, it's not that bad. It's the people who literally believe everything about this religion, and they hate. They are full of hate. And you, quote-unquote, good Christians, I'm using that term as just for lack of a better one, you good Christians know about the bad ones. You know about the ones who hate, absolutely hate people of different sexualities, people of different genders, people of, they were the cause of racism. They were the cause of racism. And it's still carried over to this day and age. I'm honestly surprised that religion in itself is still a thing. You think we would have moved past it. But you know what? Religious bullshit aside, seriously, Christmas is nearly a cancer now. It's just an excuse to spend ridiculous amounts of money for people who don't deserve it. Little kids want game consoles, the newest phone, the top gadget on the market, and you go out and get it for them so you don't have to hear their sniveling and crying. No one appreciates a hand-knit sweater anymore. Just like every holiday, Black Friday and Christmas are just a market ploy, and they have been for decades. Oh yeah, Black Friday. These sales are one time only, and you can only get these items at 3 o'clock in the morning. You should all fight each other to the death to get this stupid crock pot. More bullshit. You know very well that these sales aren't one time only. In fact, most Black Friday sales last the entire weekend. Not only that, but they're usually no different than their usual sales. They just bait you to buy more, more, more. Then there's the internet, where you can find that same crock pot any time of the year for that same quote-unquote sales price. Black Friday. If I have my history correct, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Black Friday had something to do with the Great Depression, right? Something that had to do with it. I would have to look it all up. I don't exactly know how it started, but what it is now is literally Black 3 days, not Black Friday. You got Black Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because that's when the sales, start. I think sometimes the sales even start on Thursday for certain stores. Like late Thursday, because that Thursday is obviously Thanksgiving. So Black Friday always comes the day after Thanksgiving. And oh man, Black Friday should be abolished. It should have been a long time ago. Many people have literally died because of Black Friday. Literally died. Customers, the sales people, the workers that work at retail, just police, I believe, too. A woman who was pregnant. And I haven't looked it up, but I assume children, too, because some idiots bring their children to Black Friday sales. They've died. There have been so many deaths because of Black Friday shopping. Even with the internet, where you can sit at home, safe and sound, in your office chair, looking at a screen of that crock pot that is selling for the same exact price as it would be at the mall, which is filled with violent nutcases who think that that crock pot is the only one left, that you won't be able to get that fucking crock pot. It's like, just stay at home. Buy this stuff online. Many businesses have these exact same sales online. And when they say their stock is limited time only, they're lying. They have tons of this stuff. It's all it's all a marketing technique, and their sales are not sales. They are legally allowed to do this. And it's all because in America, businesses only care about your money. They don't care about the safety. They don't care if people die. They don't care if people get hurt. They don't care about anything but making a profit. And they will make that profit because every single year we buy into it. And what are you doing? Buying things that other people probably aren't going to even use, that they're probably going to re-gift? Have you put any thought into what the person you care about actually wants for Christmas? But back to the commercialization of it. Every Christmas commercial you see is pushing product. They are all advertisements. And for what? Some toy that your kid will get bored of in about 2 weeks and never play with again? A watch that your husband will accidentally break at work? A priceless necklace that your girlfriend will pawn as soon as you break up? Give us your dirty money and buy, buy, buy. That's Christmas. Because of product demand, people have to work on Christmas. They don't get to be with their families. They don't get to enjoy the company of their loved ones. They have to deal with a shit ton of impatient and disrespectful customers clamoring to spend money they don't have on things that no one needs. I've worked Christmas 2 out of the 3 years I worked at Walgreens, and it opened my eyes to what the holidays really mean, to what all of the holidays mean, and it is the reason why I hate holidays. And during Christmas, on Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day, yes, Walgreens is open. And other places are open too. I believe Walmart started opening up at like 8 o'clock or something. I don't remember because I don't work retail anymore. But when I did, the customers would say, the nice customers would say, "Oh, thank you so much for being open on Christmas." And we just nod and smile when in reality we're thinking, no, don't thank us. It's your fault. It's your fault that you didn't think of preparing weeks ahead of time that we have to do this. If it weren't for you, we could be with our loved ones. We could be with our families. But we don't get that privilege because of you. It's excuses. That's all it is. Spend money, eat more food than usual because you're totally not already a fat ass, and drink your liver away. Sing stupid carols that mean nothing anymore, just old-timey religious propaganda. Watch little Timmy open his presents just to see his face fall because he wanted the blue Mega Man, not the red one. Then there's the lying. Yes, my friends, you know what I'm talking about. Santa Claus! What is the point of telling your kids he's real? For fun? Lying is fun for you? Or maybe you just want them to make you cookies? I deduced that Santa Claus wasn't real when I lost a tooth and witnessed my grandmother placing money under my pillow, even though she thought I was asleep. And as a side thought, why would the tooth fairy give us money for losing teeth anyway? I don't know. I wasn't too upset at the time, but as an honest person, I don't see what you get out of lying to your children. It would be good for them to know the truth so that they don't live in their fantasy world for too long. Not enough children understand that real life is going to literally suck all of their happiness out of them when they grow up anyway. Might as well start early. Now, the truth about Santa Claus. We all know that Saint Nick really did exist. But what was he? Was he just some random generous man who liked to bring presents to the poor people around town and stuff? Or, however that one fairy tale goes? Well, it seems that he mostly favored giving gifts to young girls. And the reasons why were because, of course, for the poor families, he decided that he wanted to give them money so that they wouldn't become prostitutes. I mean, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. But there's also some I haven't really looked into it, but some hints that he may have been a child murderer. Something about pickle barrels. So, yeah, and, whether or not he was just a creeper, he wasn't the Santa Claus we all know and love. Well, we all know. The Santa Claus, the fat jolly guy with a beard and red suit and red hat and just so much fun, oh my god, was created by the Coca-Cola Company. And at the time, Coca-Cola actually had cocaine in it. So all that snow you saw, yeah, that was not snow. And ever since then, the Coca-Cola Santa Claus character has been a staple in Christmas, quote-unquote, tradition. Back to family. I don't have family to spend with on the holidays, but I do have my boyfriend. My boyfriend who is working on Christmas Eve and day. My best friend has her own family to be with. I'm alone on a holiday that's supposed to represent peace and love, when in reality, it represents greed, selfishness, and advertising. And you know what's worse? We fall for it every year. Every single year. And every holiday is the same. Valentine's Day, Easter, 4th of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving. Don't even get me started on Thanksgiving. And every other meaningless holiday in between. Spend more money. That's all it is. I make presents for people. Unfortunately, I didn't this year, but, Mike helped me cover that, he was a big help. It's just been a stressful year. # fuck 2016. But I usually make presents for people. I put in hard work to create something for the people I appreciate. And you know what? If I get something in return, cool. If I don't, that's cool too. The person didn't spend money on me. I'd prefer a homemade gift any day, or even a Happy Meal toy over the next big product. As long as the Happy Meal toy is something that, looks cute. I don't want some kind of Star Wars Happy Meal toy. I don't like Star Wars. But it's just another excuse for corporations to suck us dry when we barely have the money to support ourselves in this country that revolves around money. A country where everything is so expensive, only the rich people can afford anything. A country that bows down to the rich instead of focusing on those of us who are struggling just to keep a roof over our heads. Yet, I still made a Christmas parody song every year. Because I guess I used to enjoy the holiday when I'm just catering to my fans. This year, it's been such a shitty year that I didn't have the time or energy to even begin to write a Christmas parody. Though 2014's Christmas parody did express my thoughts and feelings pretty accurately. It's called It's Beginning to Feel a Lot Like Christmas, parody song, parentheses. This year has just sucked. It has just sucked. No matter who you're talking to, no matter what, video you're watching about 2016 on YouTube, everybody says 2016 sucks. Ask anybody. It is one of the worst years in history, and we just all want it to go away. We cannot wait for January 1st much longer, but we do. We still have to wait. So, I'm not saying it's bad to celebrate Christmas. You just gotta know why you're celebrating it. For some of you, it really is about family, peace, and love. For some of you, you don't buy expensive products to give to each other, You make stuff, you get things that you really thought about, what your family or friends would like. You paid attention all year to them saying, I like this kind of stuff. And you kept that information in your brain until this moment. You care about the people you gave gifts to. And you know what? You didn't bother giving gifts to people who you don't care about. In some families, they will force you to give gifts to people who you really don't like. So, what does that end up doing? It creates awkward tension, and that person is most likely not going to like what you gave them. It is a materialistic holiday, for most of us. And that's why Mike and I celebrate Pizza and Presents Day, because we know what we're celebrating. We are willing to admit, yeah, it's materialistic for us, and we don't care because we're enjoying it. It's the one time of year that we can do this. And I believe it's the second time of year we get we get to have Pizza Hut 2 times a year. 2 times a year. Pizza and President's Day and WrestleMania. That's Pizza Hut. 2 times a year. This is the one time a year I can have chocolate pie. And it is amazing. And he knows what I like, and I tell him to tell me what he wants, and he never does, so I just give him my debit card. And we have a little electric fiber optic tree sitting on our kitchen counter. You know, that's our Christmas, because we don't celebrate Christmas. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving either. Before my DA got banned, for those of you who watch me on DA, you probably read my Thanksgiving journal, which, you know, I don't know how to access it right now, so I can't, get into that. But I might wait on that for next Thanksgiving. Next lasagna and pie day. So, just educate yourself on the history. Educate yourself on what it used to be, how these traditions started. Remember that it's all a marketing ploy. You make Christmas what you want it to be. And know that, no, you're not celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, because he wasn't born on December 5th or in the winter at all. So don't use that as an excuse anymore, whether you're religious or not. Use Christmas as an excuse to spend with the people you love, if you can, if they're not working on Christmas. Use Christmas as an excuse to find out what your loved ones really like and to make them happy, to give them a gift because it makes you happy to see them smile. If you expect something, there's no harm in expecting something. Just if you don't like it, don't show that you didn't like it, or, sometimes people will give you the receipts because they know that they didn't know you enough to know what you liked. But be honest about why you're celebrating Christmas. Is it about the food? Is it about the decorations? The decorations are gorgeous. Who doesn't love decorating? I used to love decorating. Can't do it anymore, but I used to love it. What is Christmas to you? Name it after what it is to you. Is it food and decoration day? Is it gift giving and peace and love day? I don't know. What is it in your world? But don't kid yourself about it. Don't pretend it's some religious thing, because it's not, and it never has been. All of the traditional colors, the ornaments, all of our American Christmas traditions were set out by corporations. Even the whole green and red color scheme, corporations. You don't have to stop celebrating what you celebrate every year, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or some other holidays that I don't know the name of. I believe Hanukkah is in a completely different week than Christmas actually is. I don't fully remember. I'm not Jewish, so I don't know. And I also believe that they celebrate it for, much different reasons than why we celebrate Christmas. But the fact that Christmas has become a staple even for the people who are not religious is kind of a problem, because we still view it as a religious holiday. You look at an atheist who's getting a Christmas present for someone, and you're like, I thought you were an atheist. And they're like, yeah? Well, why are you celebrating Christmas? Because I'm giving gifts to my family, even if their entire family is an atheist. By the way, hardcore Christians, there's nothing wrong with somebody being an atheist, unless they treat it as bad as you treat being religious, because being an atheist is just on the other side of the spectrum. They don't believe there's anything out there. But again, they have no proof that there isn't anything out there, just as you don't have proof that there is something out there. Then there is an agnostic who don't believe or don't know what they believe. Me, I can't say it either way. I have my thoughts and theories. I say, if God exists, this, and this, and I say, if he doesn't, this, and this. I am not sure, but overall, what I don't believe in is having a religion. I believe that having a religion is unhealthy for the people who let it ruin their lives, for people who can handle the stories, who can, think logically, who can reason with themselves. It's fine. I mean, you're giving false hope to something you don't know exists, but it's fine. But you know who I'm talking about. You know the religious nutcases I am talking about. And frankly, if religion never existed, our world, our society, might have been a much better place. And that's assuming if human nature didn't cut in anyway and find different reasons to hate black people and Mexicans and Asians and anybody who's not white. There would have been some other reasons to start wars. There would have been some other reasons to hate people of different sexualities, because the human race is evil. But admit you're evil, Admit your faults. Admit your what Christians call a sin. Admit that these are the things, but admit that they're not that bad. It's natural to be greedy as long as it doesn't take over your life. It's natural to be a glutton. It's natural to be lazy, to feel anger, to be lusty. As long as you keep to one partner, lust is not a problem. None of these are problems. Pride, think about it. When you think of the 7 deadly sins, it's always the extreme. Yes, the extremes are bad. The extreme of anything is bad. But it's not bad to be human. And that's something that Mike mentioned to me, that being human is a sin. We're supposed to be perfect in the eyes of the Christian faith. We're supposed to be absolutely perfect. We can't do anything. The women can't cut their hair. A straight man, can't be slightly effeminate. We're not allowed to feel jealousy of any kind, anger at any kind, even though a majority of the Christian extremists feel nothing but anger. We cannot have sexual arousal. We can't do anything. I read a list of all of the Christian sins. There was like 100 of them, and most of them were everyday things that we have all done, that we all still do, whether you're religious or not. Basically, what needs to change is the meaning behind things like Christmas. We need to take religion out of these things and tell ourselves what they mean to us. And I personally believe that we need to stop making it about the commercialism. We need to, let businesses take a day off, 2 days off for Christmas Eve and Christmas. We need to settle down. We need to care about each other. We need to think, what does this person like? What does this person want? Maybe this person doesn't want anything. Think about the people. Don't think about what you're going to get. Yeah, I get stuff from Mike, and I personally think he spends too much on me. But then again, I'm the type of person who thinks that $20 is pretty damn expensive. But he does, and he does it because he loves me, and he pays attention to the things I like. He got me a muscle massager, because, and I don't remember mentioning this, because I said that I need it, because my neck and my back get so sore, and my kidney still hurts. So, massaging my kidney, that feels kind of good. But he got that for me because he pays attention, because he loves me. And I let him take $50 out of my bank, out of my money, to put toward him because I love him. And that's how much he spent on me. You know, I feel guilty if somebody gives me something, I don't give them something back. And it's that guilt that people need to feel. You know, don't be like, oh, an Xbox One, I wanted a PlayStation 4, you know, don't be that person. Don't be asking for all of these things. I mean, over the year, mention that you want it. Mention that you'd like to have it, or maybe you're saving up or something. And somebody might get it for you, somebody might not. You might not get it. But it's not going anywhere, you know? Just really think. Just really, really think about what it means to you. And if it does mean expecting these awesome, expensive gifts, then own it. Then that's what it is. But be real. As soon as America starts being real, maybe, just maybe, we'll stop being the laughingstock of the world. But look at our president. So that's my rant on Christmas, and I know there are a lot of people who are going to take offense to what I said, but remember, there's always truth behind these things that if you don't look into it, you could consider them an insult to yourself or your religion. But that's why you need to look into the truth of things. That's why you need to educate yourself. Now, when I'm hating on religion in general, I'm not hating on specific people, except, I'm not hating on like so-and-so because of this, so-and-so because of that, because I know there are people out there who do consider themselves Christian or Catholic or whatever, and they consider themselves religious, but they're not crazy. They're not extremists. And they know who the bad ones are. They're very aware of the people who are making their religion look bad. So, I should be offending is the religion itself, because that's what I'm insulting. So, don't take too much offense. Personally, it's nothing personal. I stated both my opinions and facts in this little vent rant thingy-mabobber. If you did like this video, leave a like. If you didn't, you can leave a dislike if you want to, but don't start anything in the comments, 'cause you're gonna end up pissing somebody off who's gonna try arguing with you, and I'm gonna have to step in and say, don't argue with them, just ignore them, block them, blah, blah, blah. Don't start hate, because it's not gonna get you anywhere. It never does. It never gets you anywhere. And if you are one of these religious people who are so extreme in it, you gotta think. Think. What causes you to be angry? What causes you to hate? Fairy tales and science fiction. Use the lessons you need to learn as a way to make yourself better, more accepting, more of a domestic human being. Because for those of us who know compassion, that's what we are. We have been domesticated. And if you want, you can subscribe to me. Spread the word of awesome, become a Reitannite. It's up to you. Press the little bell if you're tired of not getting my notifications, and, yeah. Whew. Let's hope 2017 is a better year, because I just want to take 2016 and flip it off good. I want to flip it off with both fingers to the point where there's an epic explosion behind me, and I just want to scream, "Fuck you!" and salute it. Goodbye. Spread the hashtag. Fuck 2016. On every fucking website you go on. All the social media that you go on that I don't go on. Spread it. Fuck it. Just fuck it to death. Fuck it to death.